Hey, well, welcome to the Dream Labs, Dr. Contrast Live. Hey, it's good to have you back on board today, gang. And just yesterday was a lot of fun. It just was a day that's exploring these military stealth tank systems. Just doing some concept sketches yesterday. Went through a variety of pencil studies, and then maybe finished a few up on the stream on Tuesday. And since that time, I added a few more sketches to this thing, but I thought we'd just take a moment today and go through some of the selections and add a little bit of media to them, and just kind of get a personality or flavor to them. So I thought we'd just kind of start with this guy here. I'm going to try and attempt to do maybe 3 or 4 studies here, and just go through the stream and get some real physical. What do they look like as far as surface goes, instead of just being line form, but a little more mechanical stuff into it in here. So I started with this little upper sketch, putting a little bit of tone and value, and that's what I'll be working with all day here. Copic markers and some Prismacolor pencils, and just kind of blushing in some shape and form to see where we end up with this thing. Really not an exercise in finding a solution to a final rendering, for example, just an exercise. And what I thought was an interesting subject matter, because I've always wanted to do something in a military sense, other than aircraft or nautical materials, but again, like a tank or heavy equipment material, it could be kind of fun. And I have learned an awful lot. It was just an interesting set of circumstances to see what's taking place. And some of the conceptual work out there is absolutely stunning as far as some of the stealth systems we're dealing with. So let's get at it here. We're just going to throw in some little studies here, and I'm going to put a little bit of tone with a little bit of Copic marker, and just blush in some areas, and go through the process and take it one day at a time here. Let's kind of run through these guys real quickly here. Let's just get some real good studies here. Just kind of put a little bit of blush in here with a number 2 gray. Just tone it in. Get a base down. Get it saturated here, nice and solid. There it is. And there was a release in here. That's good. Back into the tail section. Pick that up just a bit. I think we're in good shape. Yeah, good. We're on screen. Super. There it is there. Let's run that through just a touch. This little tail section. Put just a little bit of tone on top of this guy where the cannon is, just to get it started. And just a basic wash. Now let's just take it down a little bit here. A little bit of horizon in this thing. If we can make this work. More shadow in here. Reflected light, take that through the form itself. Just changing gears here just a bit. Come back underneath there with the shadow side of that cannon. Just to get enough blush in it. That gets us started. Let's do a little desert sand stuff here. Throw a little bit of a change of pace in this beauty. See what we take place here. Let's get these upper bays kind of blocked in. Nice neutral sand. A little bit of a variation on theme here. A little fasten up on top just to kind of walk through it just a bit. That's interesting. Same in the back tail section. Of just enough characterization. Let's drop this down here, down to number 5 gray. A little bit of shadow in here. And take that through. The drop shadow in here. Get this shape to read a little bit more, a little bolder. And just touch it. There we are. It's coming together nicely. Let's go back, just drop it back just a touch here. Number 4 gray, just not as bold here. Little panel change in there. And again back here. Carry that through a bit. A little more tone in here. Get this little shadow to drop in here. And again in here. Let's drop this in just a bit here. Let's put a little bit of squadron designation in this guy. Let's do this. Get that back in place. A bit of drawing definition there. Maybe a little tag mark in the corners there, just to get some distinction. And let's come back into this here. What did I do with it? Yeah, there it is. Let's come back into the number 3 gray and just keep toning this thing down just a bit. Maybe a little bit more tone here. That's there. It is there. A little bit of a pass in this. Gonna knock that desert sand down a little bit. Let's get this base rail in here. I think that's one of the things I just want to really concentrate on. Getting this base rail put in place here in the cannon area. Let's get this down just a bit. A little more shadow behind us, these storage boxes, and that ledge, and now into this base. Break that form up a little bit. Break this form up just a bit. And interesting little study. There she be. High-speed stealth tanks. I never thought I'd say that, let alone love them. Yeah, it is definitely high speed. I mean, I'm just trying to put some blush between this thing, shadow, just to kind of give it some character. I think that's kind of a nice little enough approach on that guy. So there's phase one. Let's keep moving along. I took a few selections out here throughout the course of the day when I was working with them on Tuesday, and back into these guys, just to kind of put some tone together here. Let's kind of give this a little bit of treatment as well. Let's kind of blush it in first like we did the first one. Let's get this cannon in place here. Get that all set up. Put some of the facets in place here. Let's get this body side laid in there. Let's get a nice tone set up here. Okay, let's get a little bit of start there on that guy. Let's move it down just a touch here. Shadow where that turret basket is. It's going to take that a little bit into place here. Let's get that shadow on top of that platform. Again, through here, the space area. And again, inside this little lamp sleeve and the shadow itself, the downside of the form. Same with this guy here, downside of the form. And again, where the cannon kind of juts out of the cockpit area, let's get that little area put in place. Just blocking it in. Real loose, just gonna get an idea of where the character of this guy is going to be. Nozzles all squared away, a little bit on top. Let's take that shadow right through here just a bit, give it a little more distinction. There it is. the driver's cockpit area here for sight purposes. And let's go a little deeper with this shadow, just a little bit more contour. There it is. And let's go back in. Go back to this lighter gray, just kind of put a little bit of a pass in here. Saddlebags. Building up some of the surfaces here to get her to read. Let's kind of put a little bit of heat to this thing now. More distinction. Oops, come across here. Hey, Chip, how you doing? Good to have you back on board, man. Nice, long time no see. Pretty cool, isn't it? It's good to have you on board here, Chip. How have you been? Boy, I haven't had a chance to chat with you in a long time here, so thank you so much for joining in today. We're just doing a whole little family on some stealth tanks, and yeah, let's see what we've got here. Tank chips, fast tanks. I see. Gonna need some. There's an RG that thing. Some booming speakers. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, Chip. That's good. Well, nice to have you back on board. Hope you've been well. A little bit of shadow in this guy here. More contour down with that split. More shadow underneath here. Where that turret box is. And again, just blocking it in. Back to that one more time here. Oh, this thing's coming alive here. Now, one last little shot at it here. Let's knock it down just a touch more here. Get that overhang in place. And one last shot here, and get this back to number 4. This body side to really knock out here. Real lucid, very quick little sketches. Nothing really definitive here, just looking at basic form and shape, getting on a bit of a character down, and hopefully something to read with here. That's one more pass back here. And maybe just a touch of this. So saddlebag working here. Let's just kind of do this. And last but not least, a little more definition here. Real loose. Just trying to get a personality down here more than anything else. Nothing really fancy in terms of being definitive. A bit of pencil work over the top of the marker. More bounce to it. Let's get that barrel squared away. Let's get to this highlight really is here. Definition in this thing. And there we are. What do you think there, gang? Coming together all right. Hey, Victoria, how you doing, Chief? Good to have you on board here. Nice. Thank you so much. And building a nice, well, thank you very much. Just, I don't know if you caught it or not, just a series of, we started this on Tuesday. I just went through some exploratory sketches on, pardon me, doing some military stealth tanks. I thought, let's just do some pencil work first, and went back in and had a whole series of them on Tuesday's stream. And then just worked on a few more little theme studies here, and I picked a few today to kind of go back in there. Hey, they looking very nice. Thanks, Chip. Much appreciated. Just a lot of fun to work with here. Just I'm looking at just a real learning cycle for me in terms of what to work with, what to put together, and how to really illustrate it. Look, it's a really great learning lesson for me. It's just how these things begin to put the pieces together, what they felt like. So the linebacker, that's a good idea, Victor. Neat. T11 linebacker, nice, super. I don't know if you saw the first one or not. There's the first one I started with there, Chip and Victoria, but that's where we started here with a couple of elevation, a little bit of perspective study on this guy. And as I said, this started on Tuesday with a series of sketches in my stream, and I came back in and looked at some things. Let's kind of fine tune some things here, and maybe pick a few selections, put a little media to them. But that's a great title, T11 linebacker. I remember that one. That's neat. I don't know if I should go back in here after today's stream and do a final sketch. maybe we'll come open up for discussion at the end of the stream here, which ones you prefer. There's a whole family of them here. Let's kind of get back at it. So this was where I started. It was sketch 1 and the sketch 2, just to take a little bit of a different stance. So I'm not going to bother with the lower piece. It's a little bit of a different variation of the theme, but we might come back to it here. But that gives us some idea of what that second piece looks like here. So that was phase 2. Let's go back into this guy. This is an interesting family. I did this on Tuesday, and I thought, well, maybe switching gears, going a little bit more, or T22 because it has double barrel. That's neat. Yeah, cool. Great name. But yeah, excellent stuff, Victoria. I really appreciate it here. Let me go back to Tuesday just a minute. I finally I was going through the process of, they look typical. They weren't stealthy enough. They weren't gutty enough. And this page on Tuesday really started to hit some real nerves. I thought, oh, this is interesting stuff. So let's try one here and see what this is going to do here. Let's kind of ink in. Let's get this. Let's pick this one in the middle. It's got a little more activity to it here. See what we can come up with here. Let's lay a little bit of stain in. Get it started. Now, let's have a little fun with this thing. Maybe this guy has more of this look to it now. Driver's cockpit. Let's get some of this real bold. Now, let's see what happens here. Back into this a little bit more. All right, let's hit this thing with some heavy duty stuff down here. Let's get this guy in place here. Two, three, I need about a 3 or 4 here. There we are, number 4, great. Basically kept this one pretty clean, pretty overall here. Let's see, definitely needs to incorporate a ladder on the sides or hatch entry. Just thinking about, yeah, it's pretty cool too. I mean, get this hatch entry and so forth, get that all taken care of. That'd be neat. It's platform base down. Get a little bit of that in place here. And let's see if we can do a little bit of damage here with some definition, drawing definition here. Get the pen to work, it'd be great. for a second here. And there's phase two. Let me just add something here. Pardon me, I just stepped out of here. And we'll get this guy squared away here. Things to add here, just to kind of give it some definition. Let's get that line to come through. There it is. That's better. Get that highlight down through here, there, and possibly right on this edge here too. And highlight inside that. There it is, gang. What do you think? This phase two. I just took one of their side elevations, give it more distinction, a little more concept sketch, and a little more definition to it. See what we kind of come up with here. So that was that guy. I'm going to do the top ones as well. Love to see the side by side. Oh, okay, side by. Oh, I can do the top ones. Let's give it a shot here. Number 2 gray. Let's kind of stain this in a little bit here. Well, better yet, let's try something a little different here. Let's try this. Let's put that up through here. Let's get all these guys lined up here. Let's go back in and get a little bit more impact on this beauty here. That's a 2, 3. No, too much. Too much. 4. Where's my 5 here? There. The 5, there's my 5. Got it. Good deal. So we're getting there. Front views would be awesome as well as perspective. Yeah, that's pretty cool. How are you doing? Yeah, I think do a little perspective studies on these guys once we get them all squared away here. Shadow. Let me see if I can get a little more depth in this beauty here. Periscope action up on top. Yes.
You want. There's a bracelet for the car show tomorrow.
Oh, hey, thank you.
And
Hey.
there's food, the food trucks and stuff.
Very good. Thanks very much.
Yep.
Hey, you just had a guest come in a little bit. Sorry about that. Had a knock on the door. Thought, oh, maybe it's oh, they're going to carry me out of here. I hope not. Anyway, there we are. Just carry on. There he is. There it is. There, and a little more definition in this beauty. And let's come back a little more tone in this thing. Let's put a more definition back in through here. If we can get by with it. Yeah, number 6 gray. A little bit of an offset here to show us where we are. And these plates kind of separate themselves just a bit. And a little bit more definition here. And last but not least, a little bit of highlight. And there we are, a little study there. What do you think there, guys? Can't keep them away from the dark. Let's see, front views, yeah. What are you going to do at the top? Let's see if I have any questions here at all. Yeah, I think that's a couple of little studies that kind of gives it a little bit of perspective in terms of variation on theme. We'll come back to this one a little bit later, but just gives us some idea of what these graphics might look like in terms of, let's put them side by side if we can get them all lined up here. That's a pretty interesting set of interesting, thanks, Chip. It's very encouraging here to hear you guys kind of tune in here and stay with me here throughout the course of the day here. There's phase 2, phase 3, just trying to put some real concept together in terms of what the machine might look like as far as character goes. And as I said, we started here today, so maybe there's 1, 2, and 3 setups right there. Kind of a neat way to go here with this thing. So that's one down, second one down. And let's go to this third one here. Let's move along here. It's just a series of little line studies here to get things moving. So I'm going to switch gears here with this one. This one kind of intrigued me a little bit here. Let's just kind of get this just in pencil form. So nice little sketch. Just a little bit of tone in this beauty. Is this what you referred to here, Victoria? Love that great perspective. Desert Fox pattern, yeah. Desert Fox pattern, yeah. It was the last one we did there. There's gray. It's kind of a nice little system here. And a little pencil study here, kind of a 3/4 front. That's not bad. Just another variation on the theme. It's not quite as stealthy as some of the others, but I think it has some character to it. A little bit of a variation change here, and sometimes it's just nice to leave the line drawing as is. So let's kind of move along here with this guy, and let's see what we can come up with here. This is kind of a fun system here. So where am I here? That's it. There's an interesting guy here. Let's take a look at this. Keep it real simple. This is a very complicated form here. So let's just kind of funnel in some real quick graphics in this guy here. Keep it real simple. It's that. Nope, too much. It's not bad. Let's see, number 3 gray in here. It's like that, and then that. Let's put a little bit of this into this thing too. All right. There it is. A little study there. The turret side view is imposing as well, a dramatic way the tank should be. Yeah, it's what do you think, guys? Pretty good lineup here so far. I mean, love the product tax on this one. Yeah, it's interesting how it all just it's just a neat set of studies that kind of put together some concept work on, and really fascinating material with the deal with. It's been really a lot of fun in terms of putting together some texture to some of these sketches we've been working on the last few days. The top one is pretty epic. Yeah, this one's pretty solid. I mean, it's not as stealthy as some of the others, but I think it's got some real personality. It just changes flavor from where we are with, let's see, let's line these guys up here. Let's see what we got here. We started there. I went to that, just a nice variation on themes, or just different set of sketches to work with. Demetrius, this looks strong. The front end looks like you can move through the end. Yeah, this one you're referring to, I think, Demetrius. I think this is the one you're referring to here. So, yeah, I'm pardon me losing my voice a little bit here. Excuse me. Yeah, it's really an interesting journey how this stuff is just kind of intriguing because it's a different set of challenges to work with here in terms of putting together pieces and parts and how to orchestrate it, what the colors are going to look like, and how to put the patterns together. It's not an easy task, and I'm not complaining. To me, it's a real learning process here for me. It's been really terrific. So let me just kind of tune in just a bit here. This lined up. So many neat things to work with. A lot of information, a lot of things to deal with. Location of driver, mirrors, periscopic work, seating systems, tank treads and the like. Fierce tank is fierce. Yeah, it's interesting how that it looks pretty imposing, I think. So not bad. Let's try one more here, and we'll see what we come up with. Let's see. Let's kind of switch gears. Let's kind of go to this guy here. This is kind of an interesting little approach here. On this setup, but just a different approach to putting it together. Let's see, let's go back to this number 2 gray. There it is. Locking it in here very quickly. I'm going to put more definition to it as we go through the line here. Let's see, let's kind of get that core set up here. There's our number 5 gray here. We're just going to block one. Yeah, there we are. Let's get this center portion here locked in. Let's see if I can find that 4 gray here. Nope, that's fiber. Nope, 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 nope. Try to get them all together here. 5, 4, there it is. Almost there, gang. Thanks for your patience. What do you think so far? Pretty interesting little concept there. What do you think, gang? Looks like support heavy power on board. Yeah, there is. Fierce tank. Okay, got it going here. Okay, folks, let's keep moving here. Let's try a little something here. Let's try a little bit of this. A little bit of banding on this thing. And for what it's worth, a little more of this tone in here. Down a little bit. Let's get some definition in this guy now. And a little bit of sharpen the stick here. Coming together pretty nicely, I think, here, gang. Not bad, not bad at all. Let's put a little bit of highlight in this thing so we can see where the transitions are. One on there, one on there, and we'll run right out of here. That's that. Let's get this highlight across here. Get this lighting set up. There it is. There are those guys, and then those. A little bit of this along that leading edge. And then just a touch maybe here. And I think that's going to do it. That's coming. That's kind of a spooky looking shop there, I think. Let's get that number 2 gray if I can. One more pass over here on this. Yeah, here it is. One more pass on this upper ledge here. That's better. That's more better. A bit more up in the cannon. There we are. Add a little bit of this to it. Well, there it is, gang. I think I'm going to wrap it up at that and just see what you think. I mean, anybody, any commentary at all from where we were, from where we started here today? About 120 into it. And I think a lot of interesting things here. I mean, I've just really been enjoying putting the sketches together, and I hope it's been interesting for you as well. Any commentary in closing? Let's go back and do a quick review for those of you who might have come in late here. So we'll just go from the very beginning. Started with a series of sketches, for example, just real quick from Tuesday's last stream on Tuesday. We just put together some real quick pencil sketches and looking for theme and direction and the like. I love that color scheme. Yeah. And then also just the idea of getting something down and putting a series of stealth programs together. Then I went back in Wednesday and then again this morning, added a few more sketches and began to look at, I selected a few. I thought, let's put a little bit of color to these guys. So I started with this one. And these are really quick, very fast, rapid sketch rendering studies. Nothing really looking at it in terms of being finalized. I might come back to this at a future date and maybe do a finished illustration on it and see what you think. As I go through this, let me go through these and see if I can get a favorite from you guys if they're still on board with me. Let's call this number one. Anybody votes wise? Just going to come back to them. There's number one. There's the second one we did. A little simple variation, a little some offsets on it, but again, steady overhead, a little detail or some tonal work, and I'm going to line study below. Sketch number three was a series. This one I thought was an interesting one that we did last week. It was interesting. All three on the process of putting together the sketches on Tuesday of this past week, or this week rather. I went back to elevations and got a little bit more daring with some of the elevation studies here. So this is 1, 2, and 3 elevations. I think this page last Tuesday really broke me out of the syndrome of being pretty mild and tentative with this stuff. So these studies went together. Little desert storm piece up on top, and maybe the more typical approach underneath here. So that's the let's see, that's 1, 2. This is the third page. And then number 4, just a nice simple pencil sketch of maybe a different approach to it, a little more fluid, less intimidating, but just a value study, just a different variation in sketch theme here. And then I went to this guy that says upper, again, not so stealthy, but again, a little bit of a variation on theme here. Look at a little more organic and yet some really gutty stuff here. Number 5. So this, do you like this guy, Demetrius? So you're winning, looking muscly. Anybody? Yeah, yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this guy. Okay, so that's a winner. Then the last one I did was this, a little bit of a variation on the theme. I might go back in later on today and put a little bit more color in this elevation to kind of bring that complement together here. So anybody? This is number 6. Can I see that one again? Which one, Chip? This one? This guy here? 5 and 6 are my favorites. Okay, that's shadow. 5 and 6 are in. So there we are. So it's 5 and there's 6. Let's get them side by side here. So what do you think, guys? Got a candidate to work with? Let's see. Chip number 1. Chip, that's your shadow go. The first one, Dr. Contrast. The first one. Meaning what? This guy? Is that it? What do you think, Chip? No, number 1. Oh, number 1. This guy. That's number 1. That's the winner. Oh, Chip's choosing number 1. I see. Okay, I got you. Follow me here again. So Chip thinks number 1's okay. Shadow's in 5 and 6, and I think Demetrius is this guy as well. Let's just kind of get these out of the way here. So I think the winners are basically there and there. If I can get them all on the same page here. Hey, there's some neat sketches. I wonder who did those things. Anyway, there's a family of forms there. 5 or 6, I agree. I'd go with 6. So this is number 6 here, right? So that's it. Yep, I just don't remember number 1. Yeah, number 1 is this guy here, Chip. So there we are. Let's kind of sneak that up here. So this guy seems to be the winner. This beauty here. Interesting. So that's number 6. I just don't remember number 1. That's cool. Thanks very much, gang. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. With your permission, and what I might do between now and next week is go into a little final sketch. I'd like to maybe do this thing on tone paper, maybe a sandstone tone, put a little bit of desert stuff to it, and a little smoke and a mirror action to it, and take it from there. So this has been a real great exercise, and I can't thank you enough for really staying on board here. It's a dedication of time, I know, for you all. And this old boy rattle on about sketches and marker and using value changes and color and all that is a bit intimidating, I'm sure, for you, or so maybe it's boring. I'm not sure, one or the other, but I can't thank you enough for staying tuned here. great exercise. I mean, I really enjoyed this. It was a bit of a departure for me. I've done a lot of variations on themes, but never got into heavy equipment like this. It's really been a really super education putting pieces together. So there we are, gang. So we've got it there. And let's just kind of wrap it up at that. And again, if you have a moment here before I sign off, I really appreciate, again, the time. Take a moment with me here, gang. And please visit my website at Jim at drcontrast.com. That's my website. I really love to have you be a part of that process. Take a look at it. Very cool, dark, great expression, a wild idea. Interesting stuff. Thank you, Shadow. So give me a nod at look at my website at Jim at Dr. Contrast. drcontrast.com, and drop me a note on my email address at jim@drcontrast.com. If there's something you'd like to see me explore or work with you on, I'd be happy to do that as well. Really neat stuff. So thank you very much, gang, for taking the time to be with me today. Again, website drcontrast.com, and my email address jim@drcontrast.com. Terrific. So thanks so much for the time here. Interesting stuff, guys. A little bit of a pusher today time-wise, so thanks for staying with me. And I'll always say this when I close things off. It's always been interesting to me, and I sincerely mean it. Never forget to remember to dare to be great, because you are. Have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday. We're in the middle final composition on this number 6. Thanks for your input, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.